let's go.
Here we go. Let's get this popping. You know what time it is. Your boy J Hill, Mr. J Hill Podcast. Can you do me one favor, please? Can you close that door for me, if you don't mind?
Let me get my drink a little closer to me.
Yeah. J Hill, you gonna move your chair up? You don't gotta be scared of me. J Hill, Mr. J Hill Podcast. We're in the building. Special guest. Y'all know I love when I go back home. But enough about that. Tammy Rivera is in the building.
Hey.
How you feeling?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Hey man, I've been trying to.
I'm good on camera. Oh, hold up.
You look good.
Okay.
You already. You know what I'm saying? I feel like.
So hold up, y'all got the feet down though. I mean, y'all got the waist down.
Oh no, we got your feet.
Don't play with me.
No cap.
Dead ass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, put my shoe back on. Why didn't you say something then?
I didn't know.
He ever do lie? Why you lie to me then? And you just gonna let me be on TV? You gonna let me be on camera with no shoes on?
You definitely got your feet. But
yeah, they done and they pretty.
Oh, he a creep. He said he gave me the eye like at least they done.
Damn, but you gonna let me go out like Willie Lump Lump? That's crazy.
It hurt. I heard them leaves hurt.
No, these ones are actually very comfortable. I just told you that, right? These are very comfortable. Very comfortable.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Because they have a platform, so it's not like you're walking like, bam, come on, period.
Damn. We outside.
Baltimore.
Yeah. I've been trying to get this interview so long, man. But I appreciate you for pulling up.
Yeah, I said I was gonna fuck with you. I just had to find the time.
Oh, thank you for real.
I always fuck with at home.
You do?
Always. You didn't know that?
I wouldn't know.
Why you wouldn't know?
I be minding my business.
I go home all the time. I give.
Oh, you
back.
go home? Oh yeah.
No, I'm saying I give back to my community. I support support my people.
Oh yeah,
home.
I know that. No, I know that. And you know what I like? I still can hear it though. I still can feel it, Baltimore.
Oh, okay, cool.
But you've been gone for a long time.
I've been gone for a minute.
Yeah, you might as well be like partially from Atlanta.
I still got my phone number still start with 443. Okay.
Gang? Yeah, I feel like is it me or is this like being from Baltimore? It's like a little bit of extra pressure to like represent where you from.
I don't think it's the extra pressure. I think it's just more so because of the culture and the lifestyle. It's impossible not to rep where you from. You know what I'm saying? Because we different. So when we walk in the rooms, either if it's not the accent, it's the way we're very down to earth, humble people, no matter where we are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just in us.
Yo, you know what else I like about being from back home?
What?
To be honest, I was telling my team this, like, we really ain't gotta fake to be nowhere else. Like, we can really walk in the room and be ourselves.
Yeah, that's facts. That's one thing about being home, right? That's some real shit.
Like, but even like when we like, especially you, right? Like being in the rooms that you've been in, seeing the success you've been in, I can only assume that you was able to even walk through these doors and just be yourself because just from how you was bred from back home, right?
Yeah, like I've never been anything other than what I am. Even when I was on Love and Hip Hop, like that's why when people see me, I left Love and Hip Hop in 2017. That's why people see me, they always like, oh, you're the same way. Like people, I don't never front for cameras. Like first of all, when you from where we from, it's hard to front because they're gonna call your ass out.
I say that all the time.
You're gonna get called out.
No cap.
But no, like one thing I can say. Baltimore get a bad rep, but at the same time, there's no other place like it. There's certain places in America that you go to that there's no place like it. Baltimore is one of those places. New Orleans is one of those places. You get what I'm saying? Where you go to these places and you're like, damn, I'm home. I'm in Baltimore. I'm in New Orleans. It's a different culture. It's a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I done been all around the world, but ain't nothing like Baltimore.
Okay.
Philly is close to it, but
Philly is our cousin for sure.
Yeah, it's our cousin.
Philly is our cousin.
Our first cousin.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Sometimes I go to that bitch like, damn, I'm at home.
It's too similar. Like they got all the border houses, everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yo, how does it feel? And not to make this strictly about Baltimore, but like I'm from there, you from there. I'm sorry, it's what it is. And I got a lot of things on my chest, so I'm gonna ask you a lot of questions, like inadvertently. It's gonna be direct. But I'm curious, how does it feel being in the industry, being from back home? Like, cause you see people in the industry, they move differently, and people is a lot of I can say it, you can't say it. It's a lot of weirdos in the industry. You feel me?
Absolutely.
And it gotta feel like a part. Does it ever feel like partially like you don't belong? Sometimes.
Always, but but you asking the person who still got their same friends from 3rd grade. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I still like my crew is still the same. Like when I go home, like you gonna see me with my girls that I was hanging with in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like in elementary school, middle school. But I keep a small knit group, and yeah, industry is very industry. That's what it is. It's industry. So you have your industry friends, and you have your friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's very, like you said, like you do certain things, and it's like, oh yeah, well, you're cool, and then turn around, it's like, oh, call my manager and they'll take care of it. Or, can you sign this contract? And you know what I'm saying? Like it's like that, and you're like, oh, I hear the industry shit. But you meet people and you think they're super down to earth, super cool, and the next thing you know, it's like, oh, my lawyer hit my nigga. We just had this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But It is
like
what it is.
I understand the business behind it, and Paul's friend.
Absolutely.
If anything, mess up, we very like professionally unprofessional. So if you see anything mess up our hair, fix it. I'm just like, fix it before we. Yeah, but make sure we keep that closed though. But yeah. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just some house rules, you feel me? So make sure you look good at all times. But yeah, I was curious to know, was it hard to adjust? And do you find yourself still being hard to adjust every single day?
No, because I stay grounded. I'm in my own circle. So when I go out to industry events, I go to events, I do certain things, but I'm not an industry chick. Like, so that's the difference. Like, I ain't real mixy.
Right.
I ain't never really been like that. So it don't really bother me.
But so not even in the beginning, because even like, they say you might not be an industry chick, right? But some things, because of who you are, requires you
absolutely
a different you.
Yeah. So it's just like work. So you put that on, but even still in work, I still carry myself a certain way. Like you still gonna get the authentic Tammy.
You show up as you.
At all times. Like even on Love and Hip Hop, like there might be certain things that they say, we want you to say this. And I'm like, okay. And I go to the person like, yo, they want me to ask you about your husband. That's cool. If they say yeah, then I would. If not, no, I'm not saying that shit because I'm a woman first. I'm who I am. I'm not gonna get on TV and do something different on TV than I would do behind cameras. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Damn, how do you move in such a weird space with integrity, with respect? Like, what does that even mean to you? To have integrity?
It's no way to not. It's in integrity for me. Is standing on who you are, like not settling, not selling out, not selling your soul. Like certain things, like for instance, shit. I seen there was her name Bad Barbie, pretty little white girl.
Yeah, the chick that got in with the Jerry, not Jerry. I don't know.
She was on, but she's gorgeous little white girl. I think she's so sweet. I love the little girl. She's so cute, actually. But made millions off of OnlyFans. My integrity as a woman won't allow me to make OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be making some money up there. I'm sure there's some people that want to see my OnlyFans.
Bro, they
be
finessing the OnlyFans. So you could have just did the bathing shoot. I ain't gonna give you the game like that. Bro.
I know. I heard I could do some other things. I don't know. Shit, I might. But no, it was more so this. I wouldn't because it was a stigma of it.
Okay.
Like people thinking that if they go up there, they're gonna see me giving some top or getting bent over or some shit. Like I ain't about to have that persona about myself. You know what I'm saying? Over a few dollars.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. And it's just, and I'm not knocking nobody who do it. Don't get me wrong. Shit, get it how you live, baby. I ain't mad at nobody.
So let me ask you this. No, since we there, hold on. Let me ask you, because I always say it's a finesse, but I'm curious. Do you think it's a finesse when like people promote their OnlyFans, right? And they promote it to be like something that's like explicit, like XXX, mad nasty, and you go in there and it's just like a picture in your bikini.
No. Shit, get it how you do what you doing. Shit,
fraud.
It's always a finesse the game.
Cops.
Shit. The fuck? Hell no. Do it. That's some shit I would do.
That's crazy.
How you think you about to see something and then you go to that bitch and it's like, hey y'all.
Yo, that's bad, bro. See what y'all could just do. You could just do that.
I surely would.
That's whack. I don't care. Like if you got OnlyFans, you need to be showing some. You feel me? Like,
and that's why I don't have one. But that's what I'm saying. Like as far as like, you got to know who you are and what works for you. Because what I learned as I got older is. What works for you, what works for someone else might not work for you.
No cap.
You know what I'm saying? What God got for you is for you. So sometimes when you go against what you know or what you know is not right for you, you get punished for it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like try to keep that mindset.
Hey, first, man, I know I said I appreciate you 100 times. I'm going to keep saying it, but it's so refreshing to hear you speak the way you speak, right? And for you, it's nothing. Right. But for me, it's refreshing. I was just telling my camera girl, because, like, it's so, like, as weird as it is, it's so many people who aren't just cool.
Yeah.
It's so much stuff behind them.
They look cool and they act cool on camera, but then in reality, it's not really giving that. I know how it be. I know, I get it.
That's why I say it's so refreshing. I just want to say thank you again. I appreciate it, because, like, it's hard having these conversations, especially, like, in my space where I'm getting some notoriety. I'm starting to get, like, guests that I really wanted. And when you meet these people, it's like you would think they one way, and they not.
No, there's like people that I'm like that I've been fans of since I was a kid, and I've had opportunities to actually hang and meet with these people, and I won't do it because I'd rather be a fan because I'm afraid that when I meet them, it's gonna fuck up my whole childhood dream. You know?
Nah, that's not cool because you're too smart. I'm mad.
No, I do that all the time. I swear I've done it plenty of times, and I've met people and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm such a fangirl of it. Like one of my best friends, she does a lot of Mariah Carey events, and that's like one of my biggest. Like I will see her. That's like my idol. Like growing up, I love Mariah Carey. That's my girl. And my best friend said she's such a sweet lady. She's nice. She's very sweet. And she's like, won't you come, you know? And I'm like, no.
I want her to be Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I want to keep Mariah Carey like Mariah Carey for me.
Yo, is that crazy? Because even going into you, because...
Only because I've been disappointed so many times.
So I was going to ask you, have you ever met somebody that you like, not crushing on, but like that was like, you was a fan of, and it was like the total opposite as you thought?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
I have. I can't say no names.
Yeah, of course.
I definitely have.
No,
and then there's been some people that I wasn't a fan of, and I saw them, and I became a fan, or became like damn.
That's the best.
You know? Yeah.
You could give me names for that though. That's a good thing, right?
There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few people that I met. And I'm like, damn, they mad cool, like, or they good people. So, I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a few people. That
I would assume a lot in the was it Love and Hip Hop? That was the show, right?
That I was on?
Yeah. What was it?
I was on Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
I was on a few shows though.
But then you had but in reality TV in general, I'm assuming.
I never fans of people on reality TV because that was my peers.
But I'm saying you might have seen somebody that you kept coming up. And you be like, man, you didn't like them, and then you might have met them. Like,
yeah, that's true. That you like. I don't think I would like them from what they portrayed on TV, but then I met them and they're actually cool. Yeah. No, that is true. I have met people like that. And I'm like, oh damn, I didn't think I would like her, but she actually cool people. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny how unintentionally we judge people. Like we don't even know.
We do, and that's why I try to make it a thing not to do that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like not to trying to judge because people do that to me. But then there's people who actually follow me and know me. Like it's a thing. Like if I go out, like my followers or my fans, they come and it's like they know they can hug me. It's like they like, come here, girl. Like they just know. But then I see other people react to other influencers or people that they like, and it's like, oh hi, can I have a picture? Can I take it? But with me, it's like, bitch, get over here. Like, it's like, damn.
No, we already done.
Yeah, like we know each other, girl. You my cousin.
I was gonna actually ask you that because, like, as much as you could say, I don't want to meet Mariah Carey, right, or like somebody.
No, I would love to. I just didn't want.
Yeah, no, I get that. As much as you could say, I don't want to meet somebody that I'm a fan of because you don't want to ruin that experience. I wonder, let's flip it, right? Because you are just being you, but in you being you had a lot of success.
Right.
So there's a lot of people who probably look at you as like one of how you looked at Mariah Carey. There's a lot of girls and a lot of women who look at you just like that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if somebody was to say that about you, right? Like, man, I'm scared to meet her.
People do that all the time, though. I'll see someone and they'll DM me and be like, oh my God, I just saw you out. I wanted to say something, but I didn't want to be, I know I didn't want to intrude. And I'm like, well, next time you see me speak, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't mind. Like, if I'm out and I don't want to be bothered, I'll stay in the house. Like, when you out, like, if a picture, it makes somebody's day, it's a fucking picture. Even if my head all over my head, I'm a mess, I'm like, all right, look a mess, girl, but come on, let's put a filter on, take a quick look. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
dope.
I'll never say no to pictures, not if I can help it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's just something that.
Now, the pressure of that, right, got to be hard, though, because sometimes you might not want to, but
there's plenty of times I don't want to, but I still do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like it makes their day. If a picture makes somebody's day, then it's a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. If I didn't want to be bothered, I stay in the house. Now, if I'm going through something, like I remember, and my auntie passed away, and I was coming walking out. They had the casket by the door, so when you walk out, you see her one last time. And I had the obituary, and the lady walked up to me as I'm walking out of my auntie's funeral, who I'm named after.
That's crazy.
And asked me to sign my auntie's obituary.
No way.
Oh my God. And I had to just look at her like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
I just learned this word in the last 2 years. Fuck y'all if y'all judge me, I don't care. So ain't it crazy how people just don't have no decorum? I said it right?
No, decorum, yeah.
They don't have no decorum about themselves. Like, bro, I'm at a wedding.
Yeah. A funeral.
I mean, a funeral. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm at a funeral.
Yeah, nope.
Why would I even?
And then sign my auntie's obituary, sign her obituary.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I just looked at her like, somebody get this lady the fuck away from me, for real.
But even in those moments, right? Because again, right, we can't ignore the celebrity in you, right? We could talk like you regular all you want, but you're a celebrity. Like you super popular, you out of here, pay homage to that. we can't ignore that part. So even in those moments in your most vulnerable spaces where you might not want to do it, but you know that reacting in a certain way can fuck up some money, the bags.
And see, the thing is, when things like that, I check it because I was during that time I was really hurt, and my mom wasn't even there, so it was just like, you just lay on my face. When people do certain things, only time a person can really get me out there is you fuck with my people. Like I just did a party, a hosting for Snoop in Baltimore, and somebody pushed my niece, and my security had me by like up in the air, and I was like trying to fight him to get off because I'm like, I just see my niece in the middle of something, and I just try to jump over because that's my niece. Yeah. So all the celebrity, you got all the whatever they want to call it is out the window. That's my family. Like I'm going 10 toes down for my family. So that's the only time you can get me. Like you fuck with what I love. Like you can say shit to me, and I'm like, oh girl, bye. But it's my family.
Ain't it crazy how cool or calm you can be for yourself, even when when it comes to spending money, anything in life, right? It's like you could be selfish to yourself and put your feelings aside all you want, but the moment it comes to somebody that you care for, it's like a totally different person.
Absolutely. I'm a Leo, so I'm very protected by my tribe and my herd of people. Like I love my people, so I go way harder for my people than I do myself. Now I do have a shopping problem, that's one thing, but other than that.
No, it's crazy. My daughter's a Leo, so.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna be the shit.
Yeah, that's my dog.
She is the shit.
That's my dog. It's funny because
When's her birthday?
It's August the 12th.
Okay, I'm July 30th.
Yeah, it's so many things that like we share in common that I didn't even know. Yeah. You want to get it?
Yeah, because I can't do that with you.
Go ahead, get it.
No, but Leos are very. A lot of people don't understand us Leos. They think that we're like
what do you think?
Okay, babe. I'm gonna break it up.
Nah, okay, we want you to post this. So I need you to look perfect. You feel me? Like, I need you to look good. But fix that shit. This is the shit they don't understand. You feel me, MJ?
You put it behind my head.
Leos, a lot of people misunderstand them.
Yeah, a lot of people Okay. A lot of people misunderstand Leos. They think, like, you hear a lot of things about, like, I think you have two Leos. You have a very selfish Leo, you have the very giving one.
Okay.
Like, there's two Leos. My heart on my sleeve, like, everything I got, if I got it, it's yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I am. But people be like, oh, Leo. And the Leo men is totally different than women. Okay. But the Leo, like, they think that we're like, oh, they're conceited, or they're, this, or they're materialistic.
Self-absorbed. That's what they say. No, I'm saying.
Yeah, but we're not. We're not. We're aware of who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We have expensive tastes. We can't help that. Like, I can just go in a room, be like, oh my God, I love that chandelier. And it could be 3 of them. And the one that I so happily love be the most expensive one. It's not my goddamn fault.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we're very good people. So, and we're very loyal. So
if you had to guess my sign, what would you guess? Take a wild guess.
I don't know why I'm thinking of Taurus.
Damn.
What's your sign?
I said we had a lot of things in common that you might not.
Oh, you a Leo?
Mm-mm.
What?
I'm a Gemini.
Ugh. It's like, no.
Why do no. Why do this is one thing, and granted, because Waka's a Gemini, right?
That's why you think we have some shit in common, huh?
We do. How old you had your daughter? Like 18, 19?
Yes.
19, right?
18, 19, yeah.
My girl had so my daughter, that's my stepdaughter.
Uh-huh.
Am I saying it right? No.
Yeah. We don't say step.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. But
yeah,
I'm just painting a picture.
Right.
My stepdaughter, my girl had her at like 18, I believe.
Right.
So it's a lot of things that I didn't even know. You feel me? She helped me out. So shout out to her. She's the co-producer of this show.
Okay, dope.
She's not, but I'm saying for this show, because she helped me with my research and stuff and understanding who you were.
Right.
She's a fan of you.
Come on now. Yeah. Thank you.
So that's why when she was telling me, and I'm like, wait, that sounds crazy. But anyway, 2 points I was going to say. You see how that face you made because I was Gemini?
Yeah.
Because you experienced with the Gemini?
No, but it's not even. I have 2 Gemini boyfriends, not just Waka. My boyfriend before Waka was a Gemini.
That was your baby father?
No, that was a bitch ass Pisces.
Why my girl said the same thing about Pisces?
No, Pisces men they act like females. They have female tendencies. Pisces men do. It's inevitable. They're great lovers, but that's
back to Gemini. We ain't about to kill Pisces.
No, we ain't gonna kill them. But
you said that because you had 2 Gemini boyfriends.
Yeah, and they both was liars.
Yo, Bro,
no, but
somebody said Gemini.
No, Geminiers, exactly.
No.
But Gemini, they are amazing lovers, and Gemini have this thing of making you feel like you're the only woman in the world. Like they will make you feel, but they play a lot of mind games. Y'all play a lot of mind games, and y'all need a lot of assurance.
For sure.
You need a lot of reassurance to know that we love you and that you're the only one and that we would do anything for you.
Yeah.
Like they just want to be catered to.
Yeah. Because you know what we're gonna do?
Y'all do the same thing.
We're going to give you the world.
Yeah, y'all do. They do. They
Plus
give you the
more.
world and you lie while you do it too.
It's funny I was just talking about that because I don't think I'm a liar, bro.
Oh, you don't think so? No, because you know why you don't? Because you make yourself believe your lies.
No. What I used to do, honestly, immature Gemini,
yeah,
I used
they
to
grow
omit.
up. Y'all just have different personalities and just shit going in your head. Y'all lie by omission too.
Yeah, I was about to say, I used to omit for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I never would lie like a blatant lie. I would be like, if you ain't ask me, I'm not telling you.
Yeah, but that's men, period. Men always, like, I hate when females be like, oh, my boyfriend tell me, or he told me, like, a situation happened, or he ended up telling me the truth. No, baby, he told you 50% of the truth. And men will never ever tell you the 100% truth. You only get 50% of it. You lucky, you might get 60% of it. It might be I ain't fuck her, she just sucked my dick. But they ain't tell you that they fucked her 2 nights before. But that night that she just only sucked their dick.
Yo, what's up with you?
I'm just telling you, that's what.
You gotta relax. You gotta
I'm just saying that's what lying by, like y'all just
omission?
yeah.
I don't do that no more.
Or you guys tell like men always tell like 50% of the truth. That's it. And we not gonna talk about women because women.
I'm about to say that's better than women because y'all don't tell the truth at all.
No, we never lie. We always tell the truth. What are you?
That's
talking
a lie
about?
right there.
What are you talking about,
Bruh, cut it out.
That's crazy that you even think like that about us.
But anyway, so
what's the next question?
So anyway, so that's I was gonna say one because like usually every time you could tell the person's past relationship, right? You say the sign, they be like, whoa. But you know what? I be like, bro, I don't understand because like we'll say we hate this sign.
But you end up with that person.
That be the best sign, but because y'all went through something, y'all broke up. It's like they were terrible, but it's like we erased all the good things.
I wouldn't say Geminis are terrible because like I was just saying with my ex-husband, he had his ways of sure, but he was amazing when it came to me and my daughter. Loved us to death, great provider. Whatever we wanted, we did. He treated us like queens. You know, he definitely set the bar high. So it's like I know what it is. Like I certain things as a woman, my daughter knows as well. Like when you walk in, like. We expect for you to open that door. We expect for you to grab. Like I don't carry groceries in the house unless I'm by myself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like I don't. It's certain things that I don't do. I don't pump gas. I don't have to wash my car. You know, saying well shit. Until you get single, then you do it by yourself. But even if I'm dealing with someone, I'm with a man. Like I don't feel like those things I should have to do because of what I was groomed.
The standard is already set. It's like you gotta come in. Right here or
right, you know what I'm saying?
I don't even understand what this is going on.
Yeah, that's just what it is. So it's like
But do you think so? It's crazy. I was gonna ask you. Do you think? Because it sounds a lot of character traits that you named. It sounds like a Gemini. It sounds like y'all had a lot.
No, that's just a man. That's a real man.
No, not washing car. I'm talking before that when we was explaining who you are. Mm-hmm. Right. A
Gemini.
You sound like you got a lot of things to come.
No, Geminis and the Leos are very compatible as long as the Gemini submit to the Leo's ego. I've read that before. Now that's a thing, but
because you read it, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, it sounds pretty accurate to me. But no, but even still, but I see as a woman, I feel like my grandmother used to always tell me things like, your grandmothers your grandparents are the most wisest. And, as you get, when they say shit when you're younger, you don't really pay attention. When you get older, you're like, damn, I know what she meant by that. You know what I'm saying? Right. My grandmother used to always say, you always have to stroke a man's ego. Mm-hmm. Like, and I get that. Like, there's things that you say you have to, like, just how men compliment women, you have to compliment men. Mm-hmm. A lot of women don't do that. They feel like, I tell my nigga, like, damn, you fine. Like, I'll say that. And they look like, bitch, you got a nerve to be shit, nigga. You look good. Like I say that because like I want him to know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn how to grow up and be that woman that's to be able to compliment. A lot of women feel like it's all about them, but sometimes like no matter how beautiful you are, you still gotta be able to compliment a man as well.
You see a bracelet? No, you gotta relax. Bro. You getting too much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You gotta chill, bro.
I was just telling him I left my My Von Cleef.
You gotta chill, man. You see how she trying to you feel me? I got like a couple.
No, I wasn't.
You feel me? It's a skincare and shit. You feel me? Like, my shit is really doing really well. We got the store like down the street is doing really well. It's cool. It's cool. We're gonna keep supporting you, bro.
No.
But nah, so I wanted to being from Baltimore, so I wanted to talk about so many things, right? But I will be doing myself and my audience a disservice if I didn't start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
Good.
Right, we're gonna talk about everything if you have time. But if you could, where did it all start?
With what?
Like where did it begin? Like just the success, the fame. You've been Tammy Rivera, right?
So not before, but when did the fame start? When did me, like, how far?
If you had to name your starting point, where would you start at?
As far as what, the success, the happiness,
the success.
But what do you define the success by? That's the thing. Is it
the
notoriety?
success through our eyes.
Through your eyes.
But then you can repaint the picture of what it really is, what you found out it to be.
I guess I would say the notoriety came from Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
Starting off with that.
But how did you get there though? You had to
through Waka.
Okay.
So you know, Waka was that was my boyfriend, and you know they came and they presented the show to us before.
So how did y'all meet?
We met in Miami. Just me going with my best friend one day. Shout out to Danielle Marine, my third grade best friend. She had a boyfriend who had a condo in Miami, and they asked us, you know, she was like, let's go down. So he paid for us to come down. We went, and she was a big fan of Waka's, like a huge fan. And she wanted to go to the club that he was performing at, and I was like, I'm not going there. I'm like, it's real ghetto. I want to go somewhere like, you know, high class. Ended up going to the spot that I wanted to go to, and he ended up like walking down the street, and then somebody grabbed my hand, and it was him, and he just would not go. Like it was so funny. I was telling somebody the other day that, because I was straight bald. It was my first time going to Miami and everything. So
what are you doing, boy?
Yes, I was real good. Like, but I'm still dressed up. My heels are really cute and stuff. And we were talking, and I remember him saying, he said, I don't mean no disrespect, but shorty, you bad as a motherfucker, but you hood as shit. And I was like, is that a compliment or
that's a Gemini thing for sure.
I was like, is that an insult or a compliment? Like, I don't know how to feel about this. And he was like, no, I'm just saying, like, your looks don't match
your attitude.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
and I'm like, is that bad? He like, nah, it's great.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But it was funny to me because I'm like, I guess that's the Baltimore in me. But I was just raw, honest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he like come. He wanted me to go with him to the next day. Nigga, I gotta go home. I got a child to get to. Like, you know, this is cute. It was nice meeting you, sir. But you know, but yeah, just from there, like, he told me that was gonna be his wife the first time he met me, and I thought he was on drugs. And I mean, I guess he meant it, but that's how it like started. And then the Love and Hip Hop presented itself. We declined it. Then it represented itself again. He has this for my mother because she gonna keep on calling.
I'm about to say you can. I told you we.
No, it's my mother. My mother's gonna keep calling. Then it represented itself again. And we, you know, he was like, you know, I was like, listen, because I was styling then. And I was trying to, he didn't want me to style no other rappers or anything like that. So it was like, I was kind of at a standstill because all the people who wanted to book me was rappers. But he like, oh, they only want to book you because of, you know.
Shit, I'll pay for it, fuck it.
Yeah, so it's like, you can do my video shoots. But like, nigga, I only can do you. So he was like, you know, I'll let you do the show. Like, you know, so that way, you know, it can, you know, get you out there, shit like that. So shout out, like I say, shout out to Waka, because if it wasn't for his platform, then people wouldn't know Tammy. So that's why I always show homage when it comes to him with that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but with that being said, I went through a lot on that show, you know, that people were able to, you know see through my relationship with Waka, or I took that platform and I created my own brand and my own name off of it, because I wasn't just about to be Waka Flocka's girlfriend / wife. I had to create Tammy Rivera, T Rivera brand, and you know, and I did those things most of the time when me and him wasn't even together. You know what I'm saying? So, and some of the stuff played out on TV where the separation and being heard and going through things and still trying to push through and use what you have. And the only thing I had at that time was the Love and Hip Hop platform. And, you know, and sometimes it might not have been the best. I wasn't in the best state. Like, my husband out.
You might not be in the best light, but.
Yeah, it wasn't in the best light. My husband out and cheating. We're separated. I'm on a TV show. I can't act like things are great. I'm trying to push a brand. So I had to expose a little bit of myself, but still be true to myself and make lemonade out of lemons. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did. And that's just pretty much what it was.
What was the biggest lesson in all of that, you think?
The biggest lesson for all of that is like, everything happens in timing. Like, what's meant for you is for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I released my music, I released that last season, my last season on Love and Hip Hop. I was on Love and Hip Hop for like 4 or 5 years, off and on. Mm-hmm. And that was the first time anybody ever knew I could even sing. So it was like, everything is in its timing. You just gotta be patient, trust yourself, trust the process. So that's what that was.
I talked to a few people that like is starting to get into reality TV, and I always hear from the OGs that was in reality TV. I always hear about how, they go into it with the best idea of what they want for themselves, but it's reality TV. They always spin it, right? Yeah. If you could, I mean,
I never set out to be a reality star. That was never nothing I wanted to do.
Right.
Never say, I want to be the best reality.
But
TV
a lot
person.
of girls say that though. A lot of girls say that I hear.
Yeah, it's like I solely went in there for a platform to display what it is that I was trying to do. I never thought, because back then this was new to us. Like this Love and Hip Hop was like new. I declined the first season, so it's like Love and Hip Hop was like a new thing. It was like, no one thought, like reality TV now, that was back then, was like almost the beginning of, you had Real World, you had this.
And it was bigger too.
It was, it was.
Because it wasn't as many.
It wasn't as much.
Right.
So, that was never my goal. Like nowadays, I feel like I have people come up to me and they're like, oh, I want to do reality TV. I want to be a reality star. What can you give? What advice to me? And I said, I can't give you no advice because I never wanted to be a reality star. Like if you going in there just for that purpose, without any goals, it defeats the purpose. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you going in there just to be in fights and arguments and mess, but not have a goal at hand. Like, even when I was going through what I was going through with Waka on TV, I was very closed off to like the network and to my producers. They'll tell you, and I was like, I'm not talking about that shit. But then at the same time, if he's on a blog doing something and I'm filming, I can't act like everything is all good because it's been exposed. So at that point, I had to make a decision like, okay, y'all want me to talk about this? I'm going to talk about that in the midst of my fashion show. I'm going to talk about that while I'm just doing something in my business. So when you see me crying in my shit. You see me crying at my show. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Do you remember Tammy had her fashion show for her swimsuit line and she was crying? Yeah, she was crying at her fashion show for her swimsuit line.
Right. If it's going, because a lot of times these reality TV shows, they want to catch you in your vulnerable state and when you're hurt and it's great TV to promote them. Yeah. But it's like, nah, okay, we're going to promote them. At least I'm going to get something out of it too.
Period. And so, that's the thing which you got to know how to do.
What do you say to, it's so many girls because we have the ones that want to be reality TV stars, right? But we have a list of girls who do it to promote what they got going on, right? What would the advice would you give them? Because it does come with, you might think they want to just show my parents and like and my career as a rapper, and that's what they tell you. But that's not good TV.
It's never there's always, like, I've done from Love and Hip Hop, I've executive produced my own show, Waka and What the Flocka, Waka and
What the Flocka, yeah.
I did Marriage Boot Camp. We've done Growing Up in Hip Hop, a slew of you know what I'm saying, things. So it's like, it's all the same. Producers, their job is to get the tea. Their job is to get the juice and the information.
What advice do you get at girl who thinks she's about to go in and on some positive stuff?
Stand on your morals, your respect. Stand on who you are, because when you get on, like, the people do things for camera and they regret it later. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll get on camera and be like, oh, the producers will say, oh yeah, we want you to throw the drink in that girl face and do this. And then you do that, and then you look back, this shit is on TV, so this is going to play out later on. You know what I'm saying? Like, be mindful of who you are as a woman. Like, if your children, what do you want your daughter to see when she look back at it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want, like, years from now? You just got to pay attention to, like, stand on who you are. Like, have some morals and respect. Just don't do everything for TV.
So I want to go deeper. I want to go deeper into that, as far as, like, so throwing a producer saying, throw this cup in the girl face, that could be something obvious, right? What are some schemes that they try that might not be as obvious, right? That somebody might not.
You might just walk you into a room with somebody. Like, when I think I filmed a scene with Betty Idol and D Smith, And they were like, oh, D. Smith is gonna bring her friend. She wants to, she's interested in a swimsuit or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Whole time they knew that the friend didn't like me, that Betty had a problem with me and she wanted to confront me. But I came in like, oh, hi, beautiful. I'm all nice and shit. And it was like, as soon as she took the moment, she could to throw jabs or say how she felt about me. And I was blindsided. So it's like, there might be times when you might walk. So as I've gotten older and I became an OG and that shit, I wasn't filming with nobody I didn't know. Nobody knew. Oh, Tammy wants you. Nope. And you know what I'm saying? They were like, oh, well, until it got to the point the producers like, Tammy's not going to film with her. Y'all know y'all got to introduce her another way, or I ain't about to act like somebody my friend on camera because there's no loyalty there. There's no loyalty. When them cameras come on, if you don't, like, there's certain people who, like Rashida, I remember when she was going through her situation with Kirk, she would only film with me and probably, I think, one of the other people on the show. I can't remember who it was, because she knew that I wasn't going to come on camera and say anything disrespect. When Tommy would talk about her mama issues, Tommy would like, I'll film with Tammy because I trust Tammy because she know I ain't going to get on camera and switch up and do no shit for no camera. You know what I'm saying? So you have those, and those people that I will only film with, I'm like, oh, I only talk about this with this person. Like, I'm only going to talk about this with that person. I'm not about to bring my business to some bitches that I barely know and they say something stupid, then I have to smack the shit out of them on camera and we fighting, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense.
But you have the right to make those decisions. Or do you have to be like a little seasoned?
I think you gotta be a little seasoned. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I think shit, but if you stand on what you stand on, then that's just what it is. But you have to make that decision as well. Oh, am I gonna sacrifice this for TV? Or you have the right to say, you know what? I'm not doing that shit. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't make them respect you, ain't nobody, then there's no respect. You know what I'm saying? So I never really cared about, like, oh, if I walk out or if I say no, they're not going to use me for the next scene, or they're going to be like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to stand on who I am. And y'all ain't about to make me out of mockery on this motherfucking TV show. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it was. Damn.
So I want to be selfish in this interview, but selfish in a way that can help so many, like, people that was in your position and not there now, right? I feel like you was vulnerable on TV for so long, and you had to take a hit for so many different things. And you had to kind of even grow up and mature in the public eye, right? Me being selfish, and I'm curious, when you was going through those things, I'm pretty sure it was a lot harder to talk about it then than it is now coming out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's certain things I wouldn't talk about on TV back then, or I was like, no. But now that I'm older, I'm seasoned, I know who I am. I know, that was new to me. So as I'm going through things in life, the cameras, imagine going through things that everybody go through in life, but yours just so happened to be on camera. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got so many women like, oh, she dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying? She should leave that nigga. She da. But it's girls that go through that shit every day. But because mine's on TV, you have the right to speak on, to comment on and to criticize. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, because mine's is on TV, then there's just some people who just feel like, because of how you look or how you dress or what they perceive of you, they assume that, like, oh, you a certain way, not knowing the truth or what you're really going through, or that you're human. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that goes most of the time.
So, and that's what I say. So selfish, when I say selfish, because like my show is about humanizing people, right? But in humanizing people, we got to talk about what you went through to highlight the growth in it, right? But a lot of times when I'm interviewing people who's actually in the middle of going through those things, they don't want to talk about that. And I'm like, bro, this is the perfect time to talk about it.
Yes, but I understand. Let me tell you something. When I did the scene on Love and Hip Hop, I think that scene kind of goes viral to this day, when I cried at my fashion show. Sometimes I look at that now and I'm like, damn, I was really fucked up. I was really hurt during the time, like I was really going through something. That scene, like, I didn't mean to cry. It just happened. And that was something I didn't want to happen. I was like, oh my God, I hope they cut that out. That scene touched so many people. Like, I'm talking about from women and men. I was in Saks buying some shoes, and the lady like, oh, the guy bought your shoes, and he wasn't trying to talk to me or nothing. He was just like, yo, I hope you and Waka get together. I don't never want to see you on TV crying like that again. Like, you're a stand-up woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, niggas even, you know what I'm saying, watching this, that's crazy. Females like, yo, I feel you. I feel what you're going through. Sometimes but you have to be in a space to be able to be transparent. Some people don't, especially us, we kind of like to keep our shit behind closed doors and make it seem like, everything is perfect, because you open yourself up to criticism. You know what I'm saying? Like, even not even just with Waka, with my daughter, people, when I have my shows, like, they criticize my parents and criticize my daughter. it's anything that you expose or open up to, people they're gonna criticize. So you just gotta have tough skin and be able to know how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And just be able to handle what comes with that. That's all. Some people aren't built for that, and I get it, because it can be a lot. Like, it took me a lot to grow tough skin and be like, I don't give a fuck what these people say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it's crazy. I always tell people, like, I feel like holding on to your story is, and I'm not saying this to them saying that they are selfish, but holding on to the story is a selfish trait, because there's so many people who can learn from it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a selfish trait, but I will say that in order for you to, some people aren't healed. You got to be able to heal before you can tell your story. And so it might not just be a selfish trait. It might be a person who just haven't.
A timing thing.
Everything is in its time, and everything.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That's like, you really helping me at this point, like, to be honest.
Yeah, everything is in its time. And if you feel like that's something that you're not ready to open up about, or it's hard for you to talk about, it don't make you selfish. You know what I'm saying? That just mean like, okay, I got some healing to do. Like, I gotta, this something I got, and then when you'll know when you heal, because like I used to tell people all the time, like it was something, like I'll tell stories about like me and my ex-husband, like shit that he did, and people like, yo, that's crazy, like that shit ain't funny. I'm like, nah, it wasn't funny back then, it was hurtful, but now I can laugh at this shit because I'm in a different space. I got through it. I healed through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even some things I would tell him, and he'd be like, damn, that's fucked up. Like, I don't like that. And I'm like, he'd be like, why you laugh? That shit not funny. I'm like, yo, it ain't funny back then, but now I can laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just like when you dating someone and you go look back and be like, the fuck was I thinking? I was crying over that nigga, like, ew, what was I thinking? But, it's because you've grown through that. So most of the time, that's just what it is.
Damn, that's crazy. So you acknowledge that Waka was able to basically give you an opportunity and you seized the moment, right?
Absolutely.
But does that ever get frustrating? And because I, like, just from the few interviews that I watched, and even now, like, we're going to talk about it, but every time you have an interview, they bring up Waka. Yeah. Is that ever like frustrating, or is like you just accept it?
Like I was just saying in the last interview I just did, it's like I always say, like with Bobby and Whitney. God rest her
you
soul.
can't mention one without the other.
They was separated for years. They had their own relationships. They was remarried. But you said Whitney, even if you didn't mention Bobby, you thought about him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you said Bobby, you thought about Whitney, even if you didn't say anything. So it's because the limelight sees that. And they've seen us. Me and Waka was together for almost 11 years. So you saw that in the time span on TV, on social media, and all these things. You watched us get married. You watched us raise Charlie. You watched us go through our turmoils. So that is always probably going to be attached to me and him. Like, he talks about it too. I was just saying, he was telling me the other day, like, yo, he'll say sometimes, like, cause that's still my friend. So he'll say sometimes, like, yo, I got hit by a Tammy train the other day. I'm out with a shorty, bitch coming like, oh, where Tammy at? Like, bitch, we not together no more. Like, why
like
you
you know that too. You trying to be shady.
Why you trying to fuck my shit up? We laugh about it. But that's true.
You bullshitting.
Cause my shit got watered down. You ain't got no straw, nigga.
You need a straw too?
Yeah.
God damn,
y'all from Baltimore. Y'all ain't get no straws.
Look
how I said it. We ain't get no straws.
You need a straw for real?
Yeah, I got chapstick. Anytime you ever, let me give you some more.
Give me game. A lady needs straws.
She needs straws because we have a lipstick and shit, and it gets wiped off every time we touch the glass. So we gotta keep
I'm learning. Okay, my bad. I don't even think we have any in here. Do we? No. Can you check if you don't mind?
Nah, well, next time, don't.
Damn, my bad. I just learned some game.
And make sure you tell them that Tammy, because of Tammy, we got straws for you.
Nah, facts. Yo, I know we kind of everywhere with the interview, but yo, being a teen mom, right?
Mm-hmm. A teen mom?
Raising a child at such a young age. You, not her being a teenager right now, but like you raising the child at such a young age. We get so much flack. We hear so much flack on it, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like, just from my experience, this might sound crazy. I feel like it almost might be better.
I agree. Like, not saying, let me just say this, not saying go out and get pregnant at 19, 18, no. I'm happy that I had my baby at that time because I was able to grow with her and we were able to grow together. And I'm still young and I can still, be on that ass like I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Tell her right from wrong. We still close enough to where so I can relate to some things. I can give her that great advice and not be too far removed from where she's at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that I had my daughter.
What was the best part of that though? If you could think of it.
The best part of what?
Having her at a young age. What was the best part? If you could single out one part, what was the best part?
Of having my daughter at a young age, being able to grow up with her. Like being able to, you know, like when I was going through things, she was right there. She was growing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like I was gonna picture when she was like 4 or 5, and I was like in my 20s, and we both looked like babies. Like I was like, you're like my little sister in my life. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we've grown together. My baby's about to be 18. I'm about to be 37. And it's like we like the best part of that is like that's my best friend. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm her best friend. Like I can give her relationship advice about her you know, when she have a little boyfriend and she want to talk about that, I give relationship advice like that. Even talking about things like when she you know, like even sex. Like if it's something that she wants, or when she thought about having sex, or like, you know, was like, oh mommy, I think I'm ready for this, or I think I'm ready to, you know, take it to the next level. I'm able to sit there and be like, well, listen, girl.
And the fact that she can be comfortable to talk to you about that, right?
Absolutely.
No, oh, it's lit. We outside.
Oh, cool. Bam.
Come on, man. Come on. Shout out to MJ, man. I got you, dog. Yo, I think on the outside, I met my girl and my daughter is literally the same age gap as you and your daughter.
Yeah, that's so dope.
On the outside looking at it, right? My mom's was the grandma. Like you said, my mom's is 70. She's like 74.
So it's like hard to relate or go to them about certain things.
Exactly. But it's so many other things, right?
Yeah.
Like things that we wasn't able to do, like setting our boundaries with our parents.
Yeah.
Saying no to our parents, right?
Yeah.
I think looking on the outside, for me, I think the best thing is for her to understand where we went wrong in our relationship and teach that to her. Like it's okay to, like, when I tell you something, I'm gonna give you a reason why. Why?
Yeah, see, instead because I said so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I feel like the older generation, like I see it now when me and Charlie was filming and people come up there, oh, your daughter, she always talking back. I think this is something that I've noticed with especially in our households. What goes on in this house stays in this house, right? That's what we grew up on. So many molestations happen in the household that people don't speak about it because what goes on in this house stays in this house.
Come on, man. This is a conversation. Let's go. Facts.
That's one. Number two, if your children if you tell them don't do something because I said so, how would they know what's wrong, what's right? Like I want my daughter to be able to express to me how she felt. Because if you go somewhere else and and absolutely you treat adults with respect, one.
For sure.
But secondly, every adult, you don't do everything an adult tells you to do or say. That's one thing I never say, like, oh, if the adult tell you do it, do it. No, because adult could tell you do some shit that's not right. You know what I'm saying? But we grew, this is our generation, like adults are right. I never pointed that to my daughter that adults are right. If you feel a way, speak on it. Now, there's a thin line between being disrespectful and opinionated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes and that's when the term come in, like, all right, now I ain't want to get little friends. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter was like, well, which one is it? Are we friends or we not friends? We goddamn is a thin line. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's where that comes into play. Like, okay, scale that shit. You can talk to your friends, scale it down a little bit. But I want to hear what you got to say.
Yo, you feel crazy. What I'm saying? No, for sure. I'm with you. Like, that's why I admire my girl and my daughter relationship so much, because she taught me so much, bro. Like, just when it comes to setting your boundaries. I remember at one time, like, you know, like, we used to have our parents or our aunties and uncle come over and, like, at any time, or just, like, you know, give me a hug, or just being able to say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't want no hug. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Like, not feeling like you have to be pressured, because, like you said, a lot of molestation, a lot of things that was going on that we didn't even know about because of the actions that we were portraying to our kid, and we didn't even know we was doing. Well, they didn't even know they was doing that.
No, they didn't.
Forcing us over our family house or whatever the case may be. Now they doing some shit. I can't even say nothing.
I can't say. Yeah,
you feel me? But the fact,
that's facts.
The fact that, like, I watched her, like, raise this young lady and say, you can speak up, right? Like,
absolutely, and you're not grown or disrespectful for speaking up. You know what I'm saying? That's not grown or disrespectful, but that's why I say it's a difference between societies. I mean, different generations, actually. Different generations and what we were taught and what was, you know, and then sometimes, my daughter, her friends, like, they might come in, they teenagers, so they 17, 18, crop tops, little booty shorts and shit.
I was just about to go there.
You know, her friends, they know they're comfortable around. Like, I had one of her friends who was at my house and she tried to cover. I said, you gotta cover yourself up. I said, you know, I don't judge my daughter friends or how they dress or how they look. Judge you by your character. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like I that ain't something that bothers me. I will tell you, it's like, oh, y'all just like some little thoughts, some little city girls. But I laugh with them and shit, cause I did it. I was once a teenager, and none of my friends' mom, all my friends' mom thought that I was fast. I was virgin. All the ones who was dressing like little boys with sneakers on was the ones having sex, but I was wearing heels, crop tops, low-rise jeans, and I was a virgin. But I just like to dress that way. So now that I am, a mother myself, I tell them, like, girl, I don't think you grown for that. I would never be like, oh, she grown because the way she look. No, you have to show me, even if you, like one of my daughter's friends, and she was like, she was sexually active before, when they were, younger, I guess, like, 15, 16, whatever. And I was telling her, I was like, I don't judge you for that. I was like, you did something that most teenage girls do that don't make you grown. You don't make you fast. Now, if you sleeping with a whole bunch of different boys and you just, then that's something we can address or talk about. But you losing your virginity to your boyfriend don't make you a fast-ass little girl. Because black woman, that's what we say. Oh, she fast as shit. Don't know what's going on with the little girl. Don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't speak up. I was younger, something happened to me, but I didn't say anything because I'm like, someone was gonna be like, oh, it was my fault. I wanted it. Oh, she's too fucking fast. She too grown. Every time a little girl do something, she's grown or fast, but little boys do it is okay, it's acceptable. You know what I'm saying?
And that says, like, again, mad props to my lady for this. Like, she was just told me, like, as a guy, not as a woman, right? As a guy, to look at a 15, 14, a young girl and say she's grown or like that's too grown, that says more about what you think. Because if you wasn't thinking that, like, what are you thinking to think that she looks too grown? Like,
anything in the black community, women say that, like, oh, she wear her hair straight. Remember growing up, like, if you get your hair straightened, oh, she trying to be grown. Wow, she trying to be grown. She want her hair straightened.
So we learning.
Our hair is black women have beautiful hair. We have curly hair. We have straight hair. We have, it's like, so we have the ability with our texture of hair to be able to use it in different ways. You feel what I'm saying? I was growing up. My father's from Nicaragua, so I was mixed. And my sister and I grew up. All my siblings is black, and I wanted fucking crimps, but my hair was too curly for crimps, so I couldn't get like the hood styles. I used to be mad as shit. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, those were considered you being too grown. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
but that says more about you than me.
That's my point. Like, I don't mind my daughter. Like, she was wearing pink hair when she was 10, blue hair, green hair. Who the fuck said that was grown? A grown ass woman walking around pink and green hair should be childish. That's what I'm saying. That could be considered childish as opposed to a little girl walking around. Is that childish?
But let me even fit that, because you should be able to express yourself however you want to.
But then you get that shit out your system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now, like, express. That's a part of you. I always wanted my daughter to be able to be her own individual, create her own lane, be able to figure out who she is, what she wants. I don't want to implement who I am on her. And as parents, sometimes we do that a lot because we want them to be who we want them to be, when really they're just going to be who they are. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what that goes with. And growing up, and I moved to Baltimore when I was like 6 from Virginia, and I was country.
Oh, so you're not even from Baltimore, man? Come on,
I'm not from Virginia either. I was born in California.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so my father. I'm a Navy. What they call a Navy brat. My dad. My dad was in the Navy. My mom's from Norfolk, Virginia. So my mom met my dad in the Navy. She moved to California. I was conceived in California. Left when my dad got locked up when I was 1. Left California. Moved back to VA. Left VA when I was 6 and moved to Baltimore.
No, you from Baltimore. We gonna claim you.
Yeah, because I've been in Baltimore. Like, if you take me to Virginia and in Norfolk, all my family on my mom's side is there. You give me a car, I don't know where I'm going. I got a GPS. You give me a car in Baltimore, I'm getting the fuck. You feel me? Like,
it's a city,
I'm
bro.
gone
It's different
because I grew up there.
Yeah.
Like, Baltimore bred me. I grew up. I left Baltimore when I met Waka. You know what I'm saying? My 20s and shit. So it's like, that's the city I know. That's where I grew up at. But even when I moved from Virginia, I moved to Baltimore. They used to call me Spice Girl. I used to wear big old platform heels. I used to always dress different. Like, they know, like, anybody me that met me from Harlem. I went to Harlem Park. That know me from Harlem Park Elementary.
I played football over there.
Yeah, they met me from Harlem Park Elementary up into Milford or Woodlawn Middle. Like, though, I always was different. Always dressed different. Always.
It's crazy because even in that, we don't acknowledge how much of the behavior that we like exude is learned behavior, right? And how fucked up it is. For example, I don't know if you ever heard of National Jean Day.
Mm-mm.
So National Jean Day originated from, this is one of the most fucked up stories I've ever heard.
Really?
So it was a girl who wore jeans, blue jeans, right? And she was raped, and I don't know if she was killed, but they literally said, somebody you can look this up, fact check this. They literally, the guy got off because they said her jeans was too tight and she was asking for it.
That happened to me before, where I was in a past relationship. I'm not gonna say this and shit. I was young, and the guy who I was with, his older brother, like, I used to work in his. So I was like 17. And I was dating his brother who was 17, 16. I was 18. He was 17, and his older brother was in his 30s. And I was working in his shop, and he came in, and while I was like in the shop, like working in the office, smacked me on my ass and was like, get up, and like try to rub my feet and shit. So I was mad uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm trying to process what the fuck was going on. So I jumped up and I went outside, and I'm like kind of scared and shit. And I didn't know how to tell my boyfriend at the time, like, yo, your brother just low-key assaulted me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is brother, this is the person he look up to. And when I've told him, you know what the motherfucker said? He's like, you walking around with low-rise jeans and shit on and crop tops. Like, so you're not going to address the fact that your brother, mind you, that was when I was 17. I was fucking a size 1, 2, fucking not smaller than Charlie back then. And back then, you know, you wear your crop tops and shit, but like, and it fucked me up. That's why I knew, I'm like, well, he's a pussy ass nigga. Because at the same time, like, I ain't trying to, I didn't feel protected. I felt like, oh, because I chose to express the way I dress, like, that means that he could touch me.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
You fact checked it? You saw it? Yo, no cap. So like, and that's why we gotta be careful with the message that we put out, because even like a few years ago, I had a conversation where like a girl was saying women need to dress how they want to be addressed. And as much as I can,
I don't agree with that.
Facts. As much as I can acknowledge the bullshit
that's
that comes
some
with
weak
it.
Shit to say.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why the world is the way it is today. Like, the fuck you mean a woman need to dress the way she dressed? Because I might feel like dressing like, I might want to put on some booty shorts one day, and the next day you might see me in a whole guy. Like, that's fashion for me. Like, I love to express myself in fashion, so I might be dressing like this. I might have a baseball cap on, some baggy jeans, and a t-shirt one day. And then the next day you might see me dressed like this, and another day you might see me dressed like I'm, you know, in a full suit. That, you know, I'm still the same woman in each outfit.
But you still deserve respect in each outfit, no matter what.
And that they all deserve respect. But that right there, to me, just shows me that's a woman, like, either you insecure or you broken. Insecure woman walk around with that, like, that mentality of like a woman. That's a woman who probably afraid of any type of woman being around her man. That has, like, I used to always say that, like, I could dress down, but you can't hide my ass under, like, what the fuck Jay-Z say? You can't tie a sweater over that ass and hide it in pajamas. What's the difference? You gonna still know you got a shape. You got a shape. You got a shape. You feel what I'm saying?
You
like,
could be a nun and still get disrespected because and you are fully covered. You still can get addressed with disrespect too.
Yeah, that's it. But it's like a lot. Like I said, it's fucked up. But I always have that's why I have open from my daughter, from a young little girl. I had these conversations with her, like, to let her know, like, I don't give a who it is, what it, like, let her know. Anybody what they do? Did you? This is not, like, she knows, like, you know, and to the point where she got older, it's like, all right, Mom, you can stop asking me that now, like, cause I wanted her to know, like, it be uncles, it be cousins, brothers, sisters, aunties, people do shit. Like, I don't give a fuck who it is. You speak on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever be afraid that I'm always on your side. I'm here for you. If nobody gonna go to bat for you, your mama gonna go to bat for you. You lie to anybody else, lie to everybody, but don't lie to me. Cause I'm the only one I'm gonna serve time for you. I'm gonna ride for you. I'm gonna do whatever. So whatever it is, don't lie to me.
Yo, it's crazy. That's a fact. And this is probably a question I should ask Waka if I have the pleasure to interview him. But I'm curious. You was saying that at one point in time, your baby father was trying to get child support from you.
Oh yeah.
Right. But was he still trying to be in Charlie's life while you was with Waka and him being that father figure?
It was a real touchy situation with that. Like, she hasn't spoken to her dad in over 5 years. No birthdays, no conversations, no Nothing. She seen him at his auntie funeral. He barely acknowledged her.
But before that, was he trying?
He used to be a great dad. He was a great father. We had a custody agreement, whereas though the judge kind of factored my finances off of Waka. This is before 11 Hip Hop for anything, and he pretty much was making me pay for him to see her every month. Damn. So I had to fly her out to see him every month, all of that shit, and I was doing it for about 2 years, and then I went back to. He actually sent me to court for child support or for more time or some shit, and we got the judge, and the judge was like, "Oh no, this is ridiculous," and he factored things in, and he was taking me to court. He was trying to take me to court for years to try to get full custody of her and all this crazy shit. And the last time we went to court, the judge actually took away some of his time. He actually made him pay child support because he wasn't never paying. Because I'm not the type of woman that's gonna go to the courts and ask the courts to give me child support for.
That's your responsibility.
I ain't gonna beg no nigga to pay. I'm not to go to no white man and make that man to beg a nigga to take care of mine. So I'm gonna take care of mine, and whoever I'm with gonna make sure they take care of him too. Right. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't never been on that type of time. But when he took me to court to file for full custody, my lawyer was like, "You have to respond to this. You have to ask for child support. You have to ask for these things that he's been getting away scot-free for, but he keeps harassing you for this, that, and the third, whatever." So we went to court. He got less, and the judge was like, her being away from her mother, because he had every birthday with her, and I would call her, he wouldn't answer, like evil shit. And the judge was like, every year away from her mother is ridiculous. You haven't been paying child support since she's been there. You got to pay this. He was just hitting him, like, tagging him where it was at. I was like, yeah, just stand in third. And after the court, after years and years of him taking me to court, and that happened, he barely didn't get, stopped seeing her. Like, I sent her, I sent her when she was supposed to, but it was a lot of verbal abuse, which I used to go through with him. And I'm older. My daughter's old now, so I'm freely talking about it. Because before, I never would talk about it. You go in any of my interviews, I never talked about this nigga. Never talked about her dad out of respect for her. Well, we call him sperm donor, out of respect for her. But yeah, so it was verbal abuse, and people don't understand. Where I was with him, I was going through physical abuse and verbal. But I never took that away. I never placed because we were both young, what I went through on her. That's still your father. You still respect him.
You got to make your own decision.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And like my mom always like, when she get older, she'll see him for who he is. And shit, the verbal abuse started. Like, for a long time, my daughter had to do counseling because he would say stuff like, look at you bald head. You don't got no edges. You don't tell a little black girl she's bald head. She don't have no edges. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Or you like, she was 12. I remember she used to try to wear crop tops, because that's when I always say the crop top age start, when she when they like 12. It gets shorter and shorter the older they get. And
pop mine up the side.
Yeah, you gotta be like, yeah, don't take that shit off. So instead of him coming with that approach, it was like, you want to dress like a thought like your mother, and shit like that, and evil shit that he would say, and you know what I'm saying, like, and
it started sitting in your head.
No, it started fucking with her head.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, I sent her an email. We had a little app that we communicate through, and I was like, listen, until you get some type of counseling or something, they can throw me under the jail, hold me in contempt. You're not gonna keep verbally abuse, because verbal abuse is worse than physical, and the courts don't acknowledge that as much as they do physical abuse. If you don't have a bruise on you, don't consider it abuse. But you fucking my daughter head up, and you making her look at herself differently as a beautiful black little girl. Like, my daughter used to look at me like, Mom, why my hair not like yours? Like, you got beautiful hair. My daddy said my hair nappy and mine got no edges, and he would do shit like, if I would get her hair braided, take the braids out, make her walk around with no edge control, no oil, just put her hair up. Like, that shit is evil. Like, why wouldn't you want her to feel beautiful about herself?
How hard was that?
It was the worst fucking thing I could, like it was. For who, me or Waka?
I was gonna ask, because I'm being selfish. I was wondering, like, him being daddy, since he walked in the house, right? How hard was him dealing with that? Because even as you're not like biological daddy, and there are some battles that you try to take. It was
very hard for him. For years he would hear about it, but he never, like, I remember when we went to trial for 2 days for the last custody battle we had, and that was the first time Waka ever went to court with us. And after the court, Waka literally got on his knees, and he was like, I'm so sorry. All these years I heard you talk about this nigga. He said, but I had to give him a benefit of a doubt as a man. I could not believe that this nigga could be that much of a bitch. That's what he told me. When he heard that the judge asked him, the father asked the court, he asked the court, how, because I didn't send her on one of her visitation because of the verbal abuse, and he said, how did you want her to be prosecuted for being in contempt? He said he wanted me to be held to the maximum time served in prison, and the judge even looked at him and was like, you want me to get this straight? You want the mother of your child to go to jail for the maximum time for being contempt? And she's like, and I think that showed the judge, like, your interest, you're more angry and bitter at her than it is about your child, because no matter, like, even when I got up there and the judge was asking me, like, well, why didn't you send her? I said, well, he's like, whether justified or not, why didn't you send her? And I was like, with all due respect, Your Honor, I couldn't, when my daughter's screaming and crying because she don't want to get on an airplane, to go there, and and she's like, to this day my daughter hates Baltimore. She's born there. She knows Atlanta more because she left when she was young, but she don't even like going back to Baltimore. Like, it's not good. How long she like being? She's after 2 days she ready to go. Like, she doesn't go out like that. She doesn't like, because I think because of those memories and shit. And like, when I got on the stand, I told him I think he's a great father. He was once a great father. I think his hatred over the years for me overshadowed the love that he had for her, and that's where it came in. But when he went up there, it was like bash, 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 talk about me. And that shit shows, like, I guess the judge had to look at it like, yo, she's not talking bad about this man. This man is just dogging her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Waka apologized. He was like, I just never could believe that. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Now I see. Because I guess as a man, you hear women, but it's like women be, but he actually had to see it for himself. Like, I didn't even know they made niggas like this.
Nah, and even, like, I asked about Waka because, again, like, being selfish, like, I'm in a situation that I was like, you do
men
get benefit.
Men can be bitter.
Yeah,
and then, men are bitter.
Yeah, but not even that. It's just like, it's certain things that I try not to get into because that's none of my business, and I just have the best interest for my daughter, how I see it, right? So it's like,
this should tell you something. I was with Waka since Charlie was 4 going on 5. He has never had one conversation with Waka, ever. Waka reached out twice. He didn't want to talk. He never had a conversation with him. As a man, and you know that your daughter, not even a boy, even boys though, but your daughter is in another household with another man. If it was me, I would want to know everything I need to know about that man, inside and out. I want to know who's around my child. That right there speaks volumes. That shows that your ego as your problem or whatever you had with me or ego, you wasn't man enough for your child to say, hey, listen, hey, bro, I want to talk to you. I want to know who you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's good? Like, you in here with my daughter. If it was me and the shoes were turned, I would want to know everything about this woman. Like, hey, if it's anything that you need to know, let me know. If we can tag this thing together. We can, you know what I'm saying? It takes a village.
Facts.
You feel what I'm saying?
And
but men are not mature enough for that. You know
a lot of times we allow our pride to outweigh our pride and ego against someone else to outweigh the love for the person that it needs to be for.
Yeah,
and
it was
that's
just what it was. It was like that was my first boyfriend. People don't know we was married. I married him when I was like 18 or some shit. We was together for 10 years. Like, he took my virginity. So it was a lot of bitterness and anger. Everything that he told me I couldn't do, I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him, I was supposed to work at a bank. Well, why don't you just be a bank? Why don't you just go be a nurse or some shit? I mean, you can sing, but so many bitches can sing out there. I mean, you cute, but there's so many pretty girls out there that model and shit. Like, you did everything you told me I couldn't do, I did. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna want nobody with no child. Yeah, all right.
And you got somebody that loves you through that and is still loving on you and on your daughter, respectfully. Yeah, I was wondering when it comes to marriage, right? You said something that hit home, and you was like, basically it was something around like being with somebody for so long that, you learn them and like it's too late to go forward. It's too late, like something like that.
Yeah, sometimes you go through too much to go forward, and you go through too much to go backwards. That's true statement.
You said that shit. And I was recently talking to my friend, and I'm not trying to put too much in my relationship about it, but I was talking to my friend, I was saying, yo, I feel like sometimes me being with my girl for as long as we was together, it kind of like, it blemishes my view sometimes. Like think about it. I feel like if we was together for a year, I probably could been proposed, you know what I'm saying? But because we had so much time, right, you see so much, you go through so much, and those things start to like get in the way of what's real, I guess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you've been with somebody so long, it's too hard to go forward, too hard to go back.
Yeah.
When you said that shit hit home, I was like, damn.
Yeah, because it's the truth. Sometimes you don't realize that you have gone through so much with that person, like, and you look at it like, damn, Well, for me, it was like, okay, we done did it all together. You know what I'm saying? We done went through so much together. We didn't like, that was my best friend. It's still one of my best friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my best friend. That was my nigga. That was my husband. We went through that, and then you go. It's like, do I wanna? You grow. Sometimes you outgrow people. If the love is still like, if you still in love with that person and you willing like to stick it out and make it work, but at the same time you got to be happy and you got to know whether or not like that's where you really truly want to be. Sometimes you got to leave to know if that's the situation. We went through so many breakups, it was crazy. But
how do you recognize? Oh, go ahead.
The last time we actually going through divorce right now. But the last time we left, we separated and broke up. It wasn't because of anything. It was because of that's the space that I was in. He didn't do anything. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, okay, this is no longer what you have to realize. Like, what is it that you really want? And when you acknowledge it, instead of holding on and wasting someone's time, and when you go through so much, when it get to a point where you don't have the same respect for that person, before it get to that point, it's best to bow out and save that friendship. Because it's a difference to lose your husband or your spouse or your girlfriend, but to still have that bond and that friendship, it's like, damn, my nigga, I don't want to lose that.
So I want to push back a little bit, because I asked you before we started, do you believe in God? You say yes. Right? So we talk about marriage, we say to death do us part.
Yes.
This is a conversation I had with my girl, and she was kind of like on the side of you, like, bro, like, sometimes you gotta walk away, right?
Yeah, you do.
And I was pushing back heavy, so I'm gonna push back on you a little bit. So we get married, and I feel like sometimes we allow those emotions, those temporary emotions, not even the temporary emotions, the emotions that we have in the flesh, to outweigh or to override our commitment to God. Because I feel like marriage is not just a commitment to a human being, right? It's a commitment to God. We swore under oath to death do us part. And yeah, it might be hard at this time, right? And yeah, we might not agree, but we can get through it with the right counsel. Like, we can get through it with the right steps. Do you feel like it was missed opportunity in that, if you look at it from like the marriage aspect of it?
See, when I look at marriage different. I don't look at it like, I feel like when you lay with a person, you pretty much, you a part of you marry into them. So a lot of men don't even understand that the reason why you feeling so weak in the flesh, and the reason why you feeling like not the same that you once felt about your spouse or your wife, is because and when you lay with another woman, that energy and that spirit from that woman also is carrying back to your household. Like, I remember I used to tell Waka years ago, I used to be like, shit, you wonder why when you come here, shit, all discombobulated, there's too many spirits on you. Like, you don't like, even if a woman, you know what I'm saying, like, you gotta understand, like, it's not, marriage is to me is a piece of paper. Like, I know some people who've been together for years. Like, I always refer to my grandma, my grandfather. They separated when they was in their 30s, and my grandfather would come to the house, cook for my grandmother and her boyfriend, take care of the grandkids, see us, leave out. All right, I'm gone. My grandmother got sick. My grandfather moved in and took care of her. They want them married. They want intimate. They had a love and a respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? That's, for me, that's bigger than marriage. Like, taking, like, when you talk to God and you say, okay, this is my woman, this is the person I want to be with, and that's, you're already married. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you take an oath for God, but yeah, you also, that's your covenant between you and the husband, wife, and God. God's supposed to be always be in between that, right? There's no marriage without God put in it, because that's just what that is. But at the same time, it's not fair for you to be able to say, okay, I'm going to do this, but we got to stick to this covenant because it's on the eyes of God. But you already broke the covenant when you already stepped out. So now if I'm unpleased and I'm unhappy with that, then I'm okay. I'm allowed, because the Bible also say, a person, you can divorce if there is infidelity or, something like that. I can't remember all of it. But so at the same time, that's just what that is, but you have to be happy. Like, happiness comes first. Like, I can't make you happy if I'm no longer happy.
But can't you make yourself happy outside of infidelity, right? Because you said the last time you left, it was no infidelity. Outside of infidelity, right? Isn't it your job? Isn't it my job to make myself happy? Isn't it your job to make you happy?
That's what I'm saying. I can't make you happy if I'm not happy. You feel what I'm saying? And sometimes when you're in relationships, you give so much and it's taken from you that you're not fulfilled. So you as a woman or a man have to pull yourself away and say, look, you can't fix. Like somebody just asked me in the last interview, I said, Waka made a statement about me being so broken that he could, like a piece of glass that he couldn't fix.
Right.
He was right. He couldn't, because only I could fix that. The damage was done. Now you can help me heal, but you can't fix that because I'm the woman that got to piece myself back together. You feel what I'm saying? Like I have to go back to myself and in prayer or in my room or look at myself in the mirror and say, okay, listen, you have given so much. It's time for you to fill yourself back up.
But you can't do.
You can't do that sometimes when you're in a relationship. Sometimes you can't, because as I'm trying to fix myself, you still remind me of what's broken. You feel what I'm saying? I'm still giving you. Sometimes some women are so we are so naturally nurturous and selfless that even while we're broken, we still trying to give and fix. We're giving you everything we have while we're broken.
Pass my phone, bro. I asked that because I feel that. Just thought. I feel that, and I was talking to my friend, and I want to read this Bible verse. I was talking to my friend, and I felt a similar way. I'm not gonna lie. And he was like, bro, you understand that God put you here for this. And I remember he told me this, like, and he read this Bible verse to me, and I'm not trying to like piece nothing together. I'm just talking to you. And he was
Sometimes
he was like, yo, do you think all of your success came from the position that you hold for your woman and your daughter? And I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, no, nigga, I work hard. I would have been here regardless. What else? I'm like, and he was like, nah, bro, like, you might feel like, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I felt like I was pouring so much and I didn't have anything else to pour from. My cup was empty. And my friend told me, he was like, bro, that ain't for your girl to fill your cup.
No.
He was like, that's for you to go back to the source and get your cup filled from God. So when you say that, I understand. But I was just curious because, like, I feel like sometimes we do be broken and sometimes it is hard and sometimes our partner do remind us of what was, but is it really for our partner to remind us or to make us feel any full when we need to be going back to the source to get that?
Absolutely. But it's at the same time, it's also, like I said, family that pray together, stay together too. But I personally feel like you have to keep our identity outside of your partner. That's one thing I hated when people, if Waka said something in the interview, they automatically assume that I felt that same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many times Waka said shit, and I have to go and cuss him. I'm like, why the fuck would you say that, nigga? Like, da-da-da-da. We be in our household arguing, like, because I'm like, and I would break shit down to him in a different way. Like, there's so, yes, when you marry, you become one. Absolutely. But you still are who you are. You feel what I'm saying? She's still who she is. You can't, and us as women, I don't know about men always, men, they focus on their paper. So if their paper not right, they can't give us but so much. It's like, shit, bitch, I can't lay up on you. My paper fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It took me years to understand that, like, okay, this nigga can't sit still. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Usually when niggas' paper ain't right or they don't feel like they made their life goals, they not trying to get married, they not trying to cuddle, they ain't trying to do shit. They trying to get to that paper. Us as women, we don't give a damn what's going on. We still want to make sure we cater and give you everything we have. I had to learn how to get to a space where I'm like, you know what? I can't focus on everything this man got going on because I can't focus on myself. And it actually, when I start doing that, I started to notice that I started flourishing and the respect started coming from both ends, because now he respected me on a different level because he see me grinding, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like he's grinding, he see me pouring into myself. When you have a man that doesn't want to see you succeed or wants to see you flourish, and that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? You said something about, if it wasn't for your girl and her daughter, would you still be in the same position? You're like, nah, it's for me. Yeah, I agree with your friend. That's right. Let me tell you something. I remember, like, Waka told me a long time ago. He like, when I got married, that shit, like, that shit in business made my business even better, because people look at me now like, damn, he has responsibilities. He's a married man. Like, it make people look at you different. One, two, like I just told you before, like, if it wasn't Waka didn't make me. By far, he didn't. Like, she didn't make you. What's for you is gonna be for you regardless. Now, it might have came a different way, you know what I'm saying, but it was gonna come. But if it wasn't for Waka, I wouldn't have had a platform to build on. I was Waka Flocka's girlfriend before I was Tammy Rivera. I was Tammy Rivera before I was Waka Flocka's girlfriend. But for the world, they knew me as Waka Flocka's girlfriend, and I had to take and build that take that platform and build my brand off of that. So if it wasn't for him, and I would never take that from him, I'd never be like, oh, because I got my own, blah, blah, blah. Nah, fuck all that. The truth is, this is what it is. You might be here, I might be talking to you, but a lot, like you just said, a lot of these questions extend from her. Because you get what 100%. I'm saying? So you wouldn't even be able to get to this in depth into that conversation. So woman influence, your wife influence, your girl, it's always there. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you are who you are. You don't lose your identity. But it's nothing wrong with taking that space to get into yourself. Like even for her or you, ain't nothing wrong with saying, okay, I'm gonna step back. And if I always say, what's meant to be is gonna be. If you meant to be together, you're gonna be together. Ain't nothing in this world gonna stop that.
And that's what I was asking. You can't take a step back and be you and do everything you got to do in that covenant. Like that's what I was curious. Like,
but sometimes you can't, because it's like in the house. I'm just gonna use it as a metaphor. I'm a mother, right? Maybe you got toddlers or some kids and some shit, and you're like, I gotta work. Well, can't you work in the house with the kids there? No, because I'm gonna, even if I have somebody there watch the kids while you still hear your kids crying. I want this. Oh, it's over there in the cabinet. Oh, I get it, baby. Like, you know, it's like you still can't focus, because it's like I feel my duties as a wife, as a mother, is kicking in when I'm supposed to be focusing on what I'm focused on, but I can't, because my duties are always gonna override. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes I gotta step back so I can solely focus on myself, because if not, naturally the nurturing woman in me is gonna give that. If I see you hurt, I can't walk past like, oh, fuck that nigga. I'm gonna give a fuck how that nigga. What's going on? You good? We want to talk about it? I might not need that shit from you, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. I don't want to. I get it. It's unfortunate, because again, like, I'm in a relationship. I'm looking for marriage and shit. I'm planning for marriage and shit like that. And it's like when I see things like that, it seems like it was really good. Y'all have so much respect for each other. Just being honest, the selfish me is like, nah, I want that to be successful, when I'm pretty sure everybody told you the same thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's the thing. But the thing is like we had something so beautiful. We raised a beautiful little girl together. We have a great friendship out of it. Like, it ain't, Waka could call me today like, hey, bro, I did it up. I got you, my nigga. Like, vice versa. Our friendship didn't end. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's cool. Like, if he was to get married today and have a kid, I would pray to God that the mother would be cool enough for me to be around her kid, or be like, oh, you come to the baby shower, because I want to extend the love that he extended to mine back to him and his, you know what I'm saying, to his. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a auntie, a godmother, or Charlie's mom, or my sister's mom. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but that's how I am.
That's
a
fact. You know, I think the lesson in that is people do need to just be okay with that, right? I feel like sometimes things go wrong because we don't accept that sometimes you got to go your separate, and we try to force things that's not fitting. Like, we're trying to force a key in a hole that's not fitting. It's never going to open the door. Yeah. So the more we be accepting to, you know what, this ain't working, that doesn't mean that we can't be friends, and that doesn't mean that we have to hate each other, because usually in the black community, when it don't work, automatically, fuck that nigga.
And that's what I'm saying, but I didn't grow. That's what I'm saying. And if you go back to, like, being, like, your parents and your grandparents, they coexist so good together. Like, it wasn't no thing like, shit, like, oh, okay, like, come on, bro, we cook shit. I grew up in households where, like, if, you know, like I said, my grandmother would be there with her boyfriend. My grandfather would come over there and cook, because his grandkids there. So he's like, I'm coming to cook with my grandbabies, and to make her and her nigga plate. Like, it's like, you get what I'm saying? It was no disrespect. Come, you sit at our table with us. Like, there is no, we're family. That's what people don't understand. Me and Waka will always be family.
And that's more important than all of it.
That's it.
That's hard.
You can never take family away. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what that is.
Yo, going your own separate way, being this independent woman at this point right now, right? Like, you got your business going on. I think you got the boutique. It's like,
I had Rivera boutique swimming resort wear off of Piedmont Road.
Yep. You got the skincare.
I have my skincare line. I'm still working on my music.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be dropping something this summer. I gotta let it go because people been fussing me out about it real bad. That I'm working on some projects with Charlie. Am I missing anything?
You kind of like, it's like you kind of like you growing up almost, right? Like you growing up again. Yeah. You growing into your independent self.
Now it's this pace where it's like it's time to turn a page. Now what's next with Tammy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's next? I'm gonna write my book soon, so I've been working on that. Just shedding skin. You know what I'm saying? And just becoming into a new me. I'll be 37 this year. Every 2 years, you change to a different person. The person I am at 37, I'm not at 35. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. As much as we think we grew up, and like now, I'm just becoming a butterfly. I'm just coming out of my cocoon. Like I thought I did that before.
And then by the time you turn like 35, you gonna be like,
I thought I was becoming a butterfly.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you every year, every you grow. You like bad, good. You take it all. God don't make no mistakes.
Amen. Not the cliche. How does it feel, right? Not how do you feel, but looking in the mirror in your darkest days, or when the random moment you looking at Charlie, and you reflecting on everything you came through. You reflecting on everything you got. What does that mean right now? Like, how does that really feel to have your own boutique? To be Tammy Rivera in the absence of Waka Flocka, to have your own skincare line, like, what does that really mean to you?
It just is, I don't look at it like in the absence of Waka, because even when I was with Waka, all this stuff I was doing all these things, and I never used, like, I always, he know, like, I had a thing, like, I didn't never want him in my business, so my business always my business. I always was doing this without him. I asked, like, hey, what you see that? Oh yeah, that's fine, but I never would, like, he was like, let me get it now, nigga ain't done yet. Like, I always was very independent and never crossed business paths. But I don't feel like the crazy part is, you ask me, I feel like I ain't did shit. Because there's so much more I want to do. So I always be like, shh. People like, yo, I'm so proud of you. I'm like, shit, I ain't even did nothing yet. Because there's so much I want to do. Like, I remember I always said I was going to sing the national anthem for the Ravens. And I sung at the Ravens in the Steelers game at the playoffs. That was huge for me. And I've done that. So it's like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I just, until I'm completely 100% comfortable to where though I have shit to leave to my daughter's children, I ain't comfortable.
But outside of everybody else though, right? I'm trying to peel back these layers. Fuck everybody else respectfully, right? If you could reflect, even if you take some time, we could take some time. I want you to take some time and really reflect on, like, the moments you did want to sing at the Ravens game, right? Like, you wanted that for a minute.
See, the crazy thing is, and people ask me that, and it's going to sound crazy. It might sound cocky. I always knew
it was going to happen.
This is where I was going to be. Always.
But it means something now that is this here. It got to.
I'm grateful.
When you drunk one day, when you know how you had them drunk and you be crying, like you drunk, you were reflecting on everything. It got to be a moment where it's like, damn, bro.
I usually just, when I get to that moment, I'm usually just praising God. Like when I get to that, like, that crying, and like it's mostly a worship of like, thank you, Father. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's mostly where that when that comes into play, is usually where that go at. But honestly speaking, it's like my people that I used to dream about or watch on TV became my peers. Things that I said, like, even when I was in school, they were like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? And I'm like, I'm gonna be a singer. Oh, you gotta find something else, because that's not. And I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna be a singer. Like, I used to be getting put out of school. I'm like, fuck you mean? Like, I'm gonna be a singer. Like, I used to get mad when teachers like, well, you have to have a backup plan. Bitch, I'm gonna be a singer. Like, ain't no back. I'm gonna be a singer and a designer. That's what I'm gonna be. And I used to really, Baltimore kids bad as shit. So that's
what you became, though.
Yeah, but that's every job I had, I got fired from. I used to be a manager at Walmart, manager at Target. I worked at Home Depot. I worked at fucking Thompson Prometric Call Center. I worked, you name it. I worked at Macy's. I worked at TJ Maxx. I got fired from every job, and every time I would get fired, my friends and stuff would be crying like, oh, I'm like, bitch, I won't plan on being a CEO of that company. Like, that won't my, okay. Like, I know that I was going to work for myself.
I never asked somebody this. I'm going to ask you this. Never. I thought this question was cliche, but I'm going to ask you because I'm curious. Okay, you knew you was going to be here. You here, right? But it was something that, if you could look back 20 years and tell 17-year-old Tammy, if you could tell her something, what would it be?
If I could look back 17-year-old tell Tammy, I would say, know your worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. Actually, I can still say that to this day. Like,
what is that? What is your worth, though? What are you worth? What does that mean?
Know your worth. Know who you are. Because people see who you are, but they will make you feel like you. Sometimes people let you operate in lower than your worth because you match they're who they are. So if I knew who I was back then, I mean, I knew I was a bad bitch. Don't get me wrong, but not in that sense. Like I always because I grew up the way I grew up very, very, very humble. I come from Baltimore. My mom used to get high. I, grew up fucking poor. You know what I'm saying? We had ups and downs. So I grew up the cliche Baltimore story. We were just talking about this shit. Like, you meet people from Baltimore, you be like, oh, if I meet people from Atlanta, like, my mom's got home, so sorry. People in Baltimore, like, shit, my mom got high too.
Fact, I was about to say me. I was about to say, but I didn't want to take away from the moment. I'm like, me too. Like, my mom got high too.
Yeah, like, girl, what she was at? Like, but that's our culture and what we grew up in. You feel what I'm saying? So and then me being looking the way I look or dressing the way I used to always dress up and fix shit up, and people always had a perception of who I was. Like, oh, she think I always fought. Oh, she thinks she all that. Or she this, she that. Really, and I'm up here thinking, I'm like, damn, bitch, we going through the same shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going through the same thing y'all going through behind closed doors, and my shit just look different because I dress it up. You know what I'm saying? But, I always had to extra dumb myself down to make other people feel comfortable. And I got comfortable in operating in that realm to where as though I'll allow a nigga to dumb me down. You get what I'm saying? Like, growing up and if I could just tell Tammy anything, is like, girl, know your worth and like step out on, like, don't be afraid. Like, I would talk myself out. Like, something I know I could do, I talk myself out of it. And I still do that shit sometimes, a lot, actually. Shut up. But I would talk myself.
Hey, when you gonna have to watch this back and this is what you saying.
Yeah.
I ain't saying you said like,
yeah, but I would do that shit a lot. And I would just tell any young girl, like, that like you if you don't believe that shit, ain't nobody gonna believe it. Like, period. Like, no, you can't expect for nobody to believe you are who you are if you don't show them who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I would tell my 17-year-old self. Like, girl, know who you are. Like, know your worth.
Damn, this is crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I hope y'all look at this shit. All the ladies that watch this shit, even the men, just comment thank you. Like, yo, this is, bro, I can't stress enough how much I appreciate you, how refreshing this was, because,
thank you.
Oh my God, talking to these celebrities, bro, it'd be like talking to a brick wall. Like, they have no depth to them.
There's no real person like this, because everybody now is just focused on the bad bitch, the cars, the clothes, the shoes, the jewelry, the this, the that. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because that's what most of these children we want to fucking hear about. But it's just a great, refreshing interview. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I mean, I'm always gonna be authentically myself. You ask me, I'm gonna say it. If it's something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm gonna be honest, and that's just what it is. But I enjoyed this interview.
Nah, thank you so much. I guess for the people that don't know, everybody gonna know, but plug your businesses, how to follow you, all that political shit.
Well, I'm Charlie's Angel on Instagram with 3 L's. My skincare line is Bakir by T. Rivera.
Say that again, because we got that Baltimore accent. Enunciate that.
Bakir. I pronunciate it wrong too because I'm from Baltimore, but it's Beccare.
Okay.
Bakir by T. Rivera. And you have T. Rivera swimwear line. That's online, and I have a store on Piedmont Road. Actually, we have a blowout sale going on right now, so like I'm getting rid of everything in the store because I'm working on a project. So everything in the store is like 60% off. All the swimsuits, resort wear, everything. So come and see me. Come holler at me.
Tammy Rivera, everybody. J Hill Podcast. Don't get no better than this. This is a wrap. We out.